Hey, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to share with you guys about streaming services because I like to collect physical copies and I like to collect physical movies, and I really like you know having movies at my to watch so I could just pop them into players and play them. I was at work today and I was thinking about Netflix and I was thinking about HBO Max. Now, I was thinking to myself, why do I like those platforms so much? Because, I've had them for so long. And so I'm just working, just random thoughts, man, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do after work because, I didn't have to work out. And, it's just, I was going to, figure out what I was going to do when I got off work. So I was like, why do I like certain streaming platforms? Because technically I really shouldn't care for them, but I realize why I do, and I just want to explain to you why I do. Uh, so when I was looking back and I was at work, walking around doing stuff, I was like, I've had Netflix forever, and I had, I don't like Hulu because Disney owns it, and then uh, I don't have Hulu no more because Disney's got their dirty paws on it, and then um, I always had HBO Max, and I said to myself, you always watch those, but you never watch like most people. Like everybody watches Netflix because they wanted to watch The Office, or they wanted to watch some of the uh, stuff that was on regular TV when Netflix used to have everything, and then before everybody started making their own streaming services, they took it off Netflix, right? But I really never watched Netflix for that. I watched Netflix for all their original stuff. I just found that their original stuff was just very interesting. Actually, Netflix was the first, you know, streaming platform that actually turned me on to foreign movies. They the one that turned me on to a ton of foreign movies, and they just had. Don't get me wrong, Netflix has a knack of throwing in a bunch of crap too, but you gotta look through their stuff, and then you can find some good stuff. Uh, they offer a lot of good stuff, but they also have a lot of crap. Now, the difference between them and HBO Max is kind of like a high quality kind of, uh, you know, streaming service. Now, they're not as big as Netflix. Netflix is the top dog, but HBO Max is slightly higher than, uh, you know, Netflix. Now, when it comes to the top tier Netflix, because they got three different tiers. Netflix has the most expensive one, and then HBO Max has the second most expensive one. But the one that is in the middle, HBO Max is slightly more higher. It's only by like $1 or so. You know what I'm saying? But I was at work and I just want to share with you guys. I basically, really like to have. I really like to have. I really like having physicals, and I love collecting physicals, and uh, I like having access to my movies that can pop in. But I do sometimes have a knack of sitting down, man, and browsing through Netflix and browsing through HBO Max. And I never thought nothing of it. I never thought nothing of it. I was at work and I said to myself, I think you got caught up in this, I'm going to cut down all on the streaming services and all that. But then I got to thinking, the only reason why if Netflix and Max gets too high, then you'll have to, or you just don't have to hold them. Like you get them for 1 month and then you cancel. Then you get them for a month and you cancel. You can do that. I admit you can do that. So that is one of the pluses of the streaming services, right? You can get them right now, and you can cancel them as soon as you get them. But I used to come home, and I used to actually pop on Netflix, and I it didn't bother me because that's before I got into all the talk and got on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And I just, you know, when you listen to a lot of people talking, people at work, and like, oh, I don't have no streaming services. Peacock's the cheapest and all that stuff. There's just not much on Peacock is by far the cheapest one. They do have a lot for what they offer, but I'm more of a Netflix and HBO Max kind of guy. Uh, I'm done with Disney. Disney, I don't have nothing to do with Disney. So, uh, I just thought I'd share with you guys that it because I was at work and I was like, it never bothered me to have that. It does bother me that they have went up several times, but at the end of the day, uh, I like Netflix for the originals. I never got Netflix. I remember somebody said, "Why don't you just get Netflix?" This was years back, and I said, "Yeah, man." I get the guy's like, "Let me come over, man. I'll show you." And so he came over, and I said, "Oh, that's all you have to do." He goes, "Yeah," because I was kind of like internet, like I wasn't even in the internet. I ain't even wanted the internet now, so I was just straight up cable guy. And it's so weird because I had DirecTV, HBO Max, Shutter, Netflix, and Hulu. Those were my prime go-to, uh, streaming services, and I ain't think nothing of it. I was like, I had Hulu, Shutter, and HBO Max. I had HBO, Shutter, Hulu, and Netflix. And I just used to come home and I was like, oh, that looks pretty interesting. And then when you pop it on and it was interesting, and I would watch it. You know what I mean? So, uh, I was at work. I was saying the other day. I said, now I know why I like streaming. And understand this. I'm all about physical copies. I'm all about preserving. I like when I get a movie like this, when I buy these movies, I feel like I'm doing the movie industry a favor because I'm supporting them by buying their physical copy. You see what I mean? I support them. I'm buying something from them because all the hard work they went into making these movies. And so I like to support all the hard work that went into all these movie stars and actresses and the people that runs all the cameras and all that kind of stuff. I know it sounds kind of crazy because now everything's about getting over on somebody, getting over. And I just ain't like that. Every time I think about when people come up to me and goes, oh, you can do this and you can do that and you can, I just don't want to do that. I'm just old school. I'm like, nah, man, I'll just pay for it, man. I don't feel like doing all that. And I always say stuff like, what's the catch? And they go like, I don't know. I was like, I don't want to do all that, man. I'll just go ahead and pay for it. If I pay for it and I watch it, it just doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? So I hope this makes sense. I was just at work thinking the other day, I says, the most people probably sit there and tell you something like, yeah, but why have all those streaming services when you could just buy the movie? Yes, you can buy the movie, but I have the movies already here. I didn't get the streaming services to watch the movie. I got the streaming services to watch their exclusive movies that they make exclusively for Netflix and exclusively for HBO Max. And so and then it just dawned on me. I was like, that is why I always supported the streaming services. I'm not in love with them. And yes, they're getting outrageous, man. It's getting to the point, man. They're like, $20. I mean, when you factor in I don't know. The average cable bill is what, 80 to 90 to $100 a month. Live TV. I think the cheapest one out there is Sling or something like that. I don't know if it's Sling. And then you got all the other ones up there. You got Fubu and all that kind of stuff. There's a whole bunch of them out there. There's just tons of them. And by the time you end up getting all these streaming services, hey, look at this show. This is only exclusive to this platform, and you have to pay for it. And it's like, maybe I just have to skip out on it because sometimes I'm like, man, I hear you, but I just don't want to get on that site just to watch that. But again, somebody in the comments said just, subscribe, and then once you subscribe, you can unsubscribe because if I subscribe to something right now, they take, let's say like HBO Max is $18.18, right? If you subscribe, you can unsubscribe right after you subscribe. And then when you do that, it says, well, you have access to this, you know, it's September the 24th, it'll automatically won't renew October the 24th. You see what I'm saying? So I see why people do what they do. So there's all kind of ways you can do stuff, but like I said, most times, man, if and take binge watching for instance, I just realized that if I need to binge watch, sometimes I don't like doing that week to week thing because I feel like, well, not really. Because once it comes on that day, you got all that week it's going to be on. And then you'd be like, oh, I forgot that show I like is on. So you just go ahead and on because because there's a show that's on MGM Plus called From. It comes on every Sunday. But if I don't watch it Sunday, I could come in Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, be like, oh man, I forgot the episode of From's on. Or next time I do something like that, I can get season premiere of, let's say the third season of From drop. I know, and From is this horror drama show that's on MGM Plus, right? It just dropped the third season, but they got 10 episodes. But what I could have done was I could have actually just got MGM Plus like I don't know, like the second week of November. Yeah, I could have got the second week of November. So that means I had, it started on the 22nd of September, and then you got the next Sunday, and you got all the rest of the Sundays in October. And then by the time I would have, subscribed in November, I would only had a couple more episodes to go. So I could binge watch all the episodes, and then I only have 2 to go, and then you could just say for instance, if I get MGM Plus, right? It's on MGM Plus, and the third season of From dropped, but it dropped on the 22nd of September. They have 10 episodes. That means you have 2 Sundays. You got this coming Sunday, which is the last Sunday of this month of September. Then you got the new month coming in. So you have 4 Sundays there. So that's 6 Sundays. So if I was to get the second week of November MGM Plus, I would have 8 episodes to watch. And then I go ahead and pay for that month. And then I could binge watch those 8 episodes. And then when the other 2 drop, it'll be over. So, people in the comments, man, that's why I like reading comments, man. Because there's actually, sometimes I get on other YouTube channels and I'll be looking at people's comments. I'm like, man, that'd be a good video. Because a lot of times if you read the comments and you hear what people saying or collaborating back and forth, I go that'd make a good video. That would make a good video, And so, anyway, that's just all I got. I just realized that that's the reason why I like Max, and that's the reason why I like, Netflix. But the problem with canceling Netflix is because every time I get ready to cancel them, I always find something I want to watch, and so that's the problem I have with Netflix. But sometimes I want to cancel them, but I was a guy at work was asking me about Stranger Things, and I said, nah, man, I said, Stranger Things that don't drop till next year. And he's like, what? I said, yeah, man, that don't drop till next year. I said, 2025. I said, yeah, 2025, Stranger Things, the final season. He goes, you gotta be kidding me. I said, nah, man. I said, I thought it was supposed to drop this year too. But Netflix put a halt to that. I think Netflix did tell us, I don't know what made everybody think it was this year, but it ain't till next year. But I think what hurt, you know what could have hurt that? Was them writer strike. Writer strikes, that writer strike hurt a lot because, it just did, because it put everything to a halt. So I think that's what I really think that's what had, I would put Netflix into the 2025 season. So anyway, I hope this makes sense. That's the reason why I was sitting back at work and I was just working. I was thinking about that. I was like, man, I don't see why I like Netflix and Hulu Plus at the time. I don't get into Hulu now because they're owned by Disney. But now if you try to get Max on your computer or on some type of app, Mac, it'll say HBO Max Disney Plus, Hulu for like $25, and it's just too much content because I don't have that much time to watch. You know, I mean, sometimes I come home, I just want to play a video game, or I just want to chill out, or even if I eat, I have to wait. I have to wait 2 hours before I can go to bed. Because I used to be fat when I was younger, so I'm all about not being fat. You know, I'm trying to. Plus, I'm not that young anymore, so I try to stay fit and everything like that. But anyway, that is one of the main reasons why I thought I dropped this video. Whether I get views or not, I gotta start. And again, I gotta start dropping videos about stuff I feel like talking and randomly talking about, and that's one of them. I don't have streaming services to watch movies that I have here, and what I mean by that is most people like to have streaming services. Well, you can watch the movie that comes, like sometimes there's a lot of stuff on Peacock that comes right out of the theater. You know, it comes right there on their site, and sometimes the stuff that's on the theater is on Paramount Plus. I just never got into Paramount Plus. I just don't like their library. And I actually looked at their library, and it just doesn't faze me. You know, I talked to a girl at work, and she likes Paramount Plus because she says she likes all the CSI Miami, and I don't get into all the CSIs. You know, I like them; they're good shows, but they're just not for me. And she said that's why she got Paramount Plus. She got it for the CSI, and she got it for something else too. And so everybody's got their thing about what they like, you know. So mine ain't about Friends and The Office and oh God, what's some of the other ones that are out there? You know, mine is not like that. Mine is really the originals, you know, Netflix original and HBO Max originals, because they got some really good stuff. You have to look. So anyway, I thought I'd drop this video and just tell you guys that. I mean, this is a random thought. That's why I like streaming services. I just realized that's why I like streaming services. Because I was like, that's why I like them. I never got Netflix because back in the day, Netflix did have before all these streaming services got out here, Netflix was the top dog. You wanted to watch, Friends, you wanted to watch The Office, you wanted to watch all that. But when they all started their own streaming service, they started yanking everything off. Even all, just they just Netflix used to have it all. Then Netflix seen they were smart. They seen this coming, and they started pumping money into their own their own exclusives, and which is smart. They got a jump on that. And HBO Max has always been, pretty much of a, top dog in making quality stuff. They always have. So I just thought I'd drop this video, because I just realized that is why I like Max, and that's why I like, Netflix. And I used to love Hulu before Disney got a hold of them. The only reason why Disney Plus is looking pretty good is because they merged Hulu with Disney Plus. And that's the thing about people, man. People for some reason can't think right. Disney Plus ain't doing that great. It's just that they got Hulu Plus combined with Disney Plus to jump them numbers up. But they're trying to like, oh, we're doing pretty good. We got all we're look at our subscriber count. No, you took that count that already existed with Hulu Plus. See, Hulu Plus was originally owned by Comcast, but Comcast let them have it. But anyway, that's just a random thought, you guys. God bless. We'll catch you next video. We'll see you.